Listen closely, because what I'm about to say is not just another message. It's a calling. If you're here, it's not by accident. Something deep inside of you, something powerful, has drawn you to this moment. And let me tell you, the world may not fully understand who you are yet, but the universe does. You are different. You are set apart. You were never meant to blend in with the crowd because you were born to lead, to break barriers, and to carry forward a legacy that is far greater than you can imagine. Right now, there's an awakening happening, a shift so powerful that only those who are truly ready will feel it. This isn't just another day. This is a moment of destiny, and you are standing right at the edge of something extraordinary. But here's the truth. Not everyone will make it through this message. Only those who are truly chosen, those whose spirits are ready to receive this knowledge, will stay until the very end. If that's you, then know this. Your legacy is not just about you. It's about something divine, something unstoppable, something that will change generations. Before we dive into what's coming next, I want you to do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe so we can reach 1,000 chosen ones together, and drop the number 55 in the comments. Why? Because that number carries power, a signal to the universe that you're ready to step into your purpose. If you feel this in your soul, if something inside of you is lighting up as you hear these words, then trust me, you're exactly where you need to be. This is your moment. This is your sign. And if you stay with me until the end, I promise you, your life will never be the same again. Let's go. There exists a force woven into the very fabric of ancestry, a silent but unbreakable current that flows through time. Across generations, this unseen energy gathers momentum, shaping destinies before they even unfold. It is more than mere lineage. It is an inheritance of strength, an echo of purpose, reverberating through those yet to come. The future is not an empty slate, but a canvas already brushed with the essence of those who came before. Every birth is not just a continuation, but an expansion, a further unfolding of a grand design that transcends individual existence. The legacy carried forward is not confined to the present moment. It is a bridge stretching beyond the limits of comprehension, an enduring force that cannot be erased. Those who walk the path ahead will do so with an intrinsic knowing, a foundation laid long before they ever open their eyes to the world. There is no uncertainty in what lies ahead, only the undeniable truth that what has been sown will bear fruit. It is not a matter of possibility, but of inevitability. The foundation of your lineage is not simply a thread in the fabric of history. It is a force set in motion long before you took your first breath. This is not a story of random events or fleeting moments. It is a deliberate masterpiece, orchestrated with intention. Every step taken by those who came before was a brick laid in the structure of something far greater. What runs through your veins is not just existence, it is purpose, resilience, and the power to shape the world. This inheritance is not bound by the limits of the physical realm. It stretches into the unseen, an energy that fuels vision, strength, and transformation. The potency of this legacy is not in stagnation, but in expansion. Each new generation does not merely inherit what was built, they amplify it. Like a river that carves new paths as it flows, the impact of your ancestry surges forward, uncontainable. The responsibility that comes with this inheritance is profound. It is a call to rise, to build, to ignite a spark that will set entire legacies ablaze. The influence of this force is not confined to the present. It is a wave set in motion, reaching beyond today, shaping the tomorrow that awaits. The trials faced throughout time were never meant to break you. They were meant to mold you into something unshakable. Strength is not born from ease, but from the depths of struggle, from the fire that refines raw material into something indestructible. Challenges are not barriers, they are catalysts, forging character, sharpening resolve, and ensuring that every hardship transforms into a stepping stone towards something greater. This is not a path of mere endurance, but of evolution, of rising beyond limitations and rewriting the narrative of what is possible. What has been endured is not a solitary journey. It is part of an ongoing transformation that extends through time. Every hardship overcome is not just a personal victory, but a gift to those who follow, an inheritance richer than any material wealth. It is a torch that illuminates the way forward, ensuring that those who step into the future do so not with hesitation, but with certainty. The lessons embedded in struggle are not weights to carry. They are wings that will lift generations to heights unimaginable. Beneath the surface of existence, a force has been quietly building, waiting for the perfect moment to emerge. It has been cultivated across time, woven into the very essence of those who came before, silently growing in strength with every generation. This is not a sudden revelation, but a long-buried truth, a potential so vast that its full depth has yet to be realized. The time will come when this dormant power will awaken, not as an isolated event, but as part of a greater unfolding, a transformation that will reach far beyond the present. What lies ahead is not merely an inheritance, but a passage into something far greater. The next generation will not step into an empty space. They will walk upon the foundation laid through ages of preparation. Every piece has been set into place, waiting for the moment when everything aligns. Until that time arrives, the unseen forces continue their work, shaping and refining what is to come. This is not an idle waiting. It is an unseen revolution already in motion. The weight of destiny is not measured by fleeting achievements, but by the ability to leave an imprint that endures. Some inherit fortunes, others inherit names, but there exists a rare legacy, one built not on material wealth, but on an energy that transforms everything it touches. It does not announce itself. It moves in silence, waiting for the right time to reveal its full magnitude. And when it does, it will not be a mere shift, but a turning point that ripples through generations. Those who carry this force may not fully grasp its significance until the moment of its emergence. The path has never been about sudden revelations, but about steady preparation. The strength that has traveled through time has not faded. It has intensified, growing with each passing moment, waiting to be ignited. And when that fire is finally lit, it will not be contained. It will illuminate the course of history itself. What flows through generations is more than just memory. It is transformation in motion. Each era refines and strengthens what has come before, ensuring that the legacy carried forward is not a mere repetition, but an evolution. What is inherited is not just knowledge or experience. It is an accumulation of wisdom, resilience, and purpose, each layer adding depth to an already formidable foundation. The future does not rest on a single moment, but on the careful weaving of countless lives, each thread strengthening the one that follows. This inheritance is not a weight to bear, but a force to wield, one that will shape the future in ways beyond imagination. Struggles have not been arbitrary misfortunes, but essential elements of refinement, sculpting the path ahead with precision. Every trial has been a lesson, every hardship a preparation, ensuring that when the next in line steps forward, they do so with an unshakable understanding of their own potential. Strength is not gifted without reason. It is cultivated through fire, sharpened through challenge, and carried forward with purpose. The past was never about endurance alone. It was about transformation, a process that ensures those who rise next will do so with unbreakable resolve. A shift is on the horizon, one that will bring an irreversible awakening. What has remained hidden for generations is now nearing its time of emergence, and when it does, it will not whisper, it will thunder. The quiet preparation of the past will give way to an undeniable force, reshaping everything in its path. This movement is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those who have been forged through time, waiting for the moment to step forward. The world may not be ready, but readiness is not a requirement. Momentum is already building, and it cannot be undone. When the next era unfolds, it will not be met with silence, but with a presence too powerful to ignore. What was once dismissed as unseen potential will stand in full form, unshaken and undeniable. The journey has never been about remaining in the shadows. It has always been about the inevitable moment when light breaks through. The transformation ahead is not confined to one person or one generation. It is a force that will ripple outward, shifting reality itself. There is a force that emerges when individuals unite under a shared purpose, one that transcends personal ambition and gives rise to something far greater. This energy does not exist in isolation. It is cultivated through the collective will of those bound by an unspoken understanding, an inheritance of strength passed from one to another. Each member carries a distinct spark, but when those sparks converge, they create an unrelenting blaze. This is the power of connection, an unseen thread that weaves through time, binding past, present, and future in a singular pursuit. History has shown that transformation is rarely the work of one, but of many moving as one. The strongest movements, the most profound shifts, were not born from isolation, but from unity. When those who share a lineage step into alignment, their influence is unstoppable. What lies ahead is not a journey of individuals, but of an entire force, rising together when the moment demands it. When the time comes, what has been nurtured in the quiet will reveal itself in full form, an undeniable presence reshaping what was once thought unchangeable. The strength of a legacy does not reside in names or lineage alone. It is an enduring force carried forward by the invisible but unshakable bonds of those who have walked the path before. The connection between generations is more than ancestry. It is a living pulse that moves through time, shaping the course of those who follow. It is a current that does not fade, but deepens, ensuring that what has been built is never lost, only strengthened. This connection is not defined by the limits of time, but by purpose. What has been instilled through generations will not vanish. It will continue to grow, reinforced by each life that carries it forward. The journey is not one taken alone. Each step is accompanied by the presence of those who have come before and those who are yet to rise. This is the foundation upon which everything is built, an unbreakable thread that stretches across time, anchoring the past and the future into a single, unyielding force. Deep within the fabric of your lineage lies an energy waiting to be embraced, an untapped reservoir of wisdom, resilience, and power that has accumulated through generations. This force is not something to be controlled with sheer will. It is something to be understood, aligned with, and allowed to flow through every aspect of your being. It is the culmination of past struggles and victories, waiting for you to recognize its presence and step into the role that has been carved out for you long before your time. True mastery comes not from resistance, but from synchronization. When you recognize the pulse of this inherited power, you awaken to new possibilities. Challenges become stepping stones, limitations dissolve, and clarity replaces uncertainty. What was once hidden beneath the surface rises into full awareness, guiding every decision, every movement, every choice. The force within you is not a mere remnant of the past. It is a living current, designed to propel you forward, to shape not just your own future, but the course of generations to come. A defining moment will arrive, one where hesitation fades and the full realization of who you are becomes undeniable. It may not be marked by fanfare or spectacle, but by a quiet yet profound recognition of the vastness of your potential. Before this moment, you may have walked a path riddled with questions, wondering where you belong. But once this awareness settles in, everything will change. You will come to see that you were never lost, only on the verge of remembering the greatness embedded within you. This transformation is not a singular event. It is a continuous unfolding of awareness, a deepening of purpose. Each choice, each action, each decision from this point forward carries weight, shaping the legacy that will extend beyond your own lifetime. The limits that once seemed insurmountable will fade, replaced by boundless opportunity. What you carry is not just history. It is a force of renewal, adapting, evolving, and expanding, ensuring that the possibilities ahead remain as infinite as the will that fuels them. What has been built thus far is merely the first spark of a much larger fire. The foundation has been laid, but the journey ahead is limitless, filled with boundless potential that waits to be realized. Each action taken, each decision made, is not just for the present. It extends beyond this moment, shaping a story that will continue to unfold long after today. What once seemed distant and unattainable is now within reach, a reality waiting to be embraced. The future is not a fixed path. It is a canvas upon which the vision of your legacy will be painted. This unfolding destiny is not about following a predetermined route, but about forging a way forward, strengthened by the wisdom of the past. The power embedded in your lineage is not something that will fade with time. It is a force that will continue to expand, clearing new pathways for those who come after. As long as this momentum is nurtured, as long as purpose remains the guiding force, there is nothing beyond reach. What is to come is greater than any one moment. It is an ongoing movement, an evolution that will ripple across generations. This transformation is not a fleeting phenomenon, nor is it confined to the present. It is a force that will shape the course of history itself. Though its effects may begin subtly, they will soon become undeniable, growing in strength as they take root. The work being done now is not merely for the sake of personal fulfillment. It is for something far larger, a shift that will redefine what is possible. The steps taken today will one day be looked upon as the beginning of an extraordinary movement, one that reshaped the very fabric of existence. As this legacy takes form, it becomes clear that the impact left behind will not simply be remembered, it will live on. The echoes of what is being built now will reverberate into the future, influencing lives yet to come. There is no force capable of stopping what has already begun. The world may not yet recognize the magnitude of what is unfolding, but in time, it will be undeniable. This is not the end of a story, but the first chapter in a narrative that will stretch far beyond what the present mind can conceive. The potential embedded in your lineage is undeniable, but it is your actions that will determine its true course. Every choice becomes a defining moment, a brushstroke on the canvas of your legacy. You are not bound by the past, but rather entrusted with the responsibility to build upon it, to take what has been given and shape it into something even greater. The weight of this inheritance is not a burden, but an opportunity to forge new paths, to turn challenges into stepping stones, and to create a ripple effect that extends far beyond your own lifetime. Strength is not found in isolation, but in the unity that binds generations together. The power flowing through your bloodline does not belong to any one individual. It is a collective force, an unshakable foundation, strengthened by those who walk alongside you. Each member carries a different aspect of the whole, and when these forces align, the result is nothing short of unstoppable. Together, this unity becomes a catalyst for transformation, breaking through the limitations that once seemed immovable. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. James 1:2-3. Imagine a blacksmith forging a mighty sword. The raw metal alone holds no power. It is only through fire, through intense heat and pressure, that it is shaped into something strong, something unbreakable. And just like that sword, you have been placed in the fire, not to be destroyed, but to be transformed. Every trial, every struggle, every season of uncertainty has been refining you, stripping away the weaknesses, sharpening your edge, and preparing you for the destiny that has been set before you. Listen to me, this journey you're on is not by accident. You weren't meant for an ordinary life. You weren't called to mediocrity. You are chosen. That means your path was never going to be easy. The weight you carry, it's not a burden, it's a responsibility. The world may have tried to break you, but let me tell you, they have no idea who they're dealing with. You come from a divine lineage, a bloodline of warriors, of visionaries, of history makers. Every hardship you've faced, every dark valley you've walked through, it wasn't to take you out. It was to build you up. You think that storm was meant to drown you? No, it was meant to baptize you, to wash away the doubt, the fear, the lies the enemy tried to plant in your mind. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the product of divine preparation. The trials you've endured weren't random. They were tailor-made for you, custom designed to carve you into the person you were always meant to become. Think about it. Diamonds don't shine without pressure. Gold isn't pure without the fire. And you aren't stepping into your full power without first being tested. That heartbreak, that betrayal, that loss, those weren't setbacks. Those were setups for something greater than you can imagine. God never wastes pain. He never allows a storm without a reason. And I need you to hear me right now. You are stepping into your season of revelation. There's a moment coming, a divine unfolding, where every test, every late night you cried, every battle you fought will suddenly make sense. You will see why it had to happen the way it did. You will understand that what the enemy meant for harm, God was using to prepare you. And when that moment arrives, hear me loud and clear. There will be nothing that can stand in your way, because you've been through too much. You've overcome too much, and God has invested too much in you for you to stay small. This is your time. This is your awakening. The pain didn't break you, it built you. The suffering didn't define you, it refined you. And now, the The world is about to see what God has been working on in the dark. Stand up, walk boldly, because when the doors open, and they will open, you won't just be stepping into destiny, you'll be walking in power. The true power of your legacy is not found in loud declarations, but in the silent, unstoppable movement that reshapes the world from within. What begins as a quiet shift eventually becomes an undeniable force, one that permeates every aspect of existence without resistance. The world may not yet recognize what is taking form, but once its impact is felt, there will be no turning back. The essence of this transformation does not fade with time. It grows stronger, embedding itself into the very fabric of the future. For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Picture a well deep in the ground, water flowing beneath the surface, unseen, but always present. That well doesn't need to be created. It has always been there, waiting for the right moment to be drawn from. And the same is true for you. There is something within you, something passed down through generations, a reservoir of wisdom, resilience, and power that has been flowing through your bloodline since the very beginning. Now listen to me. This is not something you have to chase. You don't need to beg for it, fight for it, or force it to come alive. No, this inheritance, this divine energy, is already inside of you. It has been placed there by the hands of God Himself, woven into your very being. The only thing standing between you and the full expression of this power is alignment. Not effort, not struggle, alignment. You don't create the flow. You step into it. You ever seen a river after a heavy rain? That water knows where it's going. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't hesitate. It moves with force, cutting through rock, shaping landscapes, making a way where there was no way before. That's your inheritance. That's the power that flows through you. You are not meant to be stagnant. You are not meant to be stuck. The same force that carried your ancestors through impossible battles, that lifted them up when the world tried to push them down, is still alive in you. And let me tell you something. The enemy has tried to make you forget this, tried to make you believe you are just like everybody else. But that's a lie, because you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to rise up. You were meant to stand out, to break barriers, to step into rooms where your ancestors were once denied entry and claim them as your own. Now, here's the truth. There is no limit to what you can accomplish when you walk in the fullness of this power. It is not of this world. It does not come from men. It cannot be bought, borrowed, or stolen. It has been sealed inside of you, placed there long before you took your first breath. But in order for you to access it, you must be willing to believe that it is already yours. Stop questioning your place. Stop shrinking when you were meant to expand. Stop looking around for confirmation when God has already given you the green light. You don't need permission to be great. You don't need approval to walk in your destiny. You are chosen, and that means everything you need is already inside of you. The doors that need to open, they're waiting for you to walk up to them. The resources, the connections, the opportunities, they are already in motion, aligning in ways you can't even see yet. All you have to do is step into the flow. Because when you do, when you stop striving and start aligning, you will see doors swing open that you never even knocked on. You will see obstacles crumble that you once thought were immovable. And when that happens, it won't just be for you. No, this is bigger than you. This is about the generations that will come after you. This is about the people connected to your obedience. So hear me when I say this. You are not walking into power. You are awakening to the power that has always been inside of you. It is your inheritance. It is your divine right. And once you fully embrace it, nothing will be able to stop you. When this energy is fully realized, there will be no obstacle too great, no barrier too strong. What was once uncertain will become clear, and every challenge will be met with unwavering resolve. This is not about reaching a final destination, but about an ever-evolving journey, where every step taken builds upon the last. There are no limits, no boundaries, only an unfolding legacy that will continue to expand, adapt, and thrive, ensuring that its impact is felt for generations to come.